I totally did not forget to press the record button after opening Streamlabs. Anyways, welcome back guys to another Genshin Impact video. Today I have a pretty cool video to show you guys, and we're going to be talking about one of the most commonly asked questions that I get, and that is, what artifacts should I use, and more specifically, what hat artifact should I use? Now I call this a hat, you can call it a circlet, you can call it a headpiece, whatever the hell you want to call it. I call this a hat, I call this a cup, and I call this a clock, alright? The point is that for most carries, and for most main DPS characters, you're going to want to use either crit damage, attack, or crit rate. I get this question a lot, and I usually don't even know which one I want to go for my own characters. But the general rule of thumb, the general TLDW, is that you want your hat to compensate for the rest of your artifacts. So depending on the substats that you have, you want to use the hat that you don't have substats of. So for example, if you have a shitload of crit damage in your artifacts, then you're going to want crit rate on your hat, because you need the crit rate to make use of the crit damage. And if all you have is like a bunch of crit and then HP rolls, and you really don't have any attack, your attack is very low, even though you're like level 80, you're still running around 1700 attack or so, then you're going to want to use an attack hat, something to help you boost those numbers up. But that's essentially the general rule of thumb. If you want a more in-depth and super accurate representation of what stats you should be going for your hat, our good buddy Elon Musk, aka Jack, has developed an Excel tool that will allow you to input all of your character stats and then determine what artifact is the best one for you. So I wanted to showcase this for you guys and teach you guys how to use it. There will be a link in the description for you guys to download this. It will also be in our Discord, so you can just join, click to use it. You can open it in either Google Sheets or with Excel, so you can even use this on your phone, and it's super easy to use, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it, and that way you can find out for yourself exactly which stats perfectly tailor-made for you are the best ones to go for. So I'm going to do this with a character that uses gladiator stats and one that uses without them. So this is the Excel program right here. Over here is where you input your information, your character information, and this little tool right here, this box, is very important. If you are going to be equipping a gladiator hat, you need to put this to 1, so that way the 18% increase attack is taken into account for all of your stats. But for example, for Diluc, who does not use a gladiator set piece, I'm just going to put this at 0, so that way I know that it's taking, accurate information. So let's go ahead and input my Diluc stats in here and show you guys exactly how it works. The first thing you have to do is take off the hat. Just remove it. Don't use an artifact on your hat slot, so this way you can get the most accurate reading as possible. And we can determine what needs to be fulfilled. So let's take a look here. I have 943 base attack, so that's what we're going to put here. Wait, how much was it? I already forgot. 943. I'm using my tiny keyboard, my FPS keyboard, so sorry if I take a little bit to type stuff. I'm not very used to it for typing. And then our total attack is 2938. So 2938. And then let's take a look at our crit rate. So 42.9. Do not remove the percentage symbol, guys. How much was it? 48.9. And then our attack, or sorry, crit damage is, 42. 42, not 48, Jesus Christ. And then our attack, or sorry, crit damage is 77.2. So there we go, we have all of our information put in, and here we can see the value of damage that we would have gotten if we had used an attack hat, if we had used a crit damage hat, or if we would have used a crit rate hat. So taking into account all this stuff, we can see that the best option to use is a crit damage hat. So here is the amount of damage that your attacks deal when they don't crit, when you use an attack hat, and with a crit damage hat, and then with a crit rate hat. And then over here is the amount of damage that your auto attacks do when they crit. And as you can see, it is much higher when you use a crit damage artifact. But then on average, which takes into account your crit rate, your crit damage, and your total attack, you can see that the crit damage hat actually gives us the most bang for our buck, just slightly over the crit rate hat. So if you use a crit damage hat, you're getting 4% more damage than if you had used an attack hat, or about 1% more damage if you had used a crit rate hat, essentially. So now I know that what I need to use on Diluc is a crit damage hat, which, luckily, I do have. So boom. I am now optimal. And that's essentially it, guys. It's as easy as that. Now you know what you have to hunt for, and now you know which one you should use, and everything is beautiful. Now I wanted to show you guys how this works for a character that uses the gladiator set piece, just so we can showcase the little gladiator tool thing. So the first thing again that we have to do is to remove our hat, just like that. There we go. And now let's take a look at our stats. So our total attack is 1795. 1795. And then our base attack is 735. So 735. And then our crit rate is 48.5. Jeez, that's a lot of crit rate. 48.5. And our crit damage is 112.2. There we go. Now, because I am using a gladiator hat, like if I use a gladiator hat on my Beto, this would give me the gladiator 2-piece bonus. I'm going to go ahead and enable this to 1, so that way the math taken into account is completely accurate. And now if we look again over here, it tells us that the best one to use is a crit rate hat. So if we look again here, the average damages per hit, you can see that the crit rate hat gives us just a little bit more average damage than a crit damage hat, and it gives us quite a little bit more than the attack hat. So now I know that I need to get a crit rate hat for Beto, which unfortunately I do not have. All I have is this attack hat, but I do have one right here that I need to level up to make her completely optimal. But yeah, guys, that's essentially how it works, and it's really, really nice. I have used this tool pretty much for calculating the builds of all of my carries, and it's just really nice. So I highly recommend that you guys go ahead and give it a shot and just test it out, see if you like it. I highly recommend it. And like I said, the link will be in the description as well as in our Discord, so go ahead and check it out. You can even use this on mobile, like I said, so it's really, really good. Anyway, guys, again, huge shout out to Jack, Elon Musk himself, and I want to give a huge shout out to my patrons. Thank you guys so much, all the new patrons that have started supporting me. I really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, really. And thank all of you guys for all the latest support, and I hope I can keep bringing you guys some more original Genshin content. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. I will be streaming later on today, so be sure to stop by the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.